What up? I'm always up late. I'm a night owl. Well, I used to be. The older I get, the less that's true. But tonight is true. It's Friday, so I'm always up late. What's going on, Sierra? How you doing? The chosen one, the sky. Yeah, yeah. I suppose that's up too. Hey, hello, hey, hi. Thank you so much for your response earlier this week. Blessings. Well, it's my pleasure. I might have put that too. Hi from Oz, OZ. Oz, land of the Oz. I'm tripping. Hey, Sadie, what's going on? You okay? Yes, you made it. You did make it. You did. What y'all want to talk about? I can talk about anything. We can talk about relationships. We can talk about other stuff, most other stuff. But whatever y'all want to talk about, this is a free for all. Hey, morning from UK. Okay, so it's the morning in the UK. Well, good morning. It's 1:30 a.m. here, Eastern Standard Time, anyway. Thank you. Somebody said your videos are always so good. I appreciate that, Adriana. Again, I butcher names, so if you have an obvious name, I'll say it. If I can't pronounce your name, I'll just be like, hey, thanks, you. Appreciate it. Uh, how you know you're the side bitch? Okay, show. Um, okay, I guess we're going to get into this, whatever this topic turns into. Uh, Topic about life and relationships. Yeah, whatever y'all got on your mind. Um, I think I have about an hour. I always say that, and then I run over a half hour or so. We'll see where this goes. Um, the wife and kids are awesome. They're always awesome. We're good over here. We believe in peace. Peace is king. So my house is always good and peaceful. Um, Somebody said, "What the hell just happened to my chat?" Okay, my chat disappeared for like a second. Somebody said, why do some guys seem interested and then the next day they aren't? The next day after what? Like sex? Well, people do anything for sex. So if the next day you're speaking about is the next day after sex, then they got what they wanted. And that's why I advocate the use of time, the strategic use of time, and trying to manipulate the situation to make sure that you're just putting yourself in the safest position for a relationship. Afternoon in Australia. Uh, how do you know you're the side bitch? That seems like an interesting video topic. Um, I might do a video on signs you're the side bitch. I probably won't call it that because obviously it's not popular. I can't say it, but y'all can. So I'll do a video for all the potential side bitches, just in case that's a concern of yours. Uh, I'll say, how do you tell if you're the other woman, or something more diplomatic than side bitch? You understand? You said my name good. Well, I got Adriana. Basic reading skills to give me that one, but I appreciate it. It's a few people who I talk to every day, and I still don't know how to pronounce their names, and I feel so bad. I give them nicknames. Okay. Thank you. Tanya says she's joining my live stream for the first time. She loves my talks. Um, Thank you, Angelita. I got that one too. I think I got that one. She says, I love your advice. I appreciate it. Um, don't forget. Oh, yeah, yeah, definitely. Sierra says, don't forget to like and share this stream if you haven't already. I would appreciate that greatly. It really helps the channel when y'all share my videos. So anytime you give a like, do me the favor and share the video. Like I said, shares make or break channels. The months I don't get a lot of shares are horrible months. I don't have a whole lot of those anymore, and my channel is growing. So I feel very thankful for that. But sharing is always a big thing that you can do if you feel grateful or you feel any gratitude in me or toward me for helping you through an issue. Just share my videos. That's enough if you're not donating to the PayPal or joining me on Patreon. Um, and the PayPal thing is mostly just to kind of cover the time that I spend like responding to people. I spend hours and hours a week. I probably spend about 12 hours a week responding to people. And, I already have a job and I have a family, and it just helps me stay motivated to continue giving that amount of time to my audience. And I would prefer to do it. I love helping people, but, it just encourages me to keep doing it. And it also helps my channel. It helps me reinvest in the equipment I need for my YouTube channel. And like I said, it's just people giving back to me because I'm giving a lot of time. And if any of you on this live stream, I'm sorry, it's late, have ever emailed me, you know that I don't skip a lot of stuff. I don't shortchange people. If you write me a lot, I write you a lot. I try to be as thorough as I can with people. So I put a lot into these emails I'm giving. So it's always nice when people feel that gratitude and either offer something in exchange for an email question or just give back out of just love, So I do appreciate everybody who's been giving back to the PayPal or joining me on Patreon, or even people doing it on GoFundMe. So like I said, it's greatly appreciated. And YouTube ain't cutting big checks around here. So most people are doing YouTube with less than 100,000 subscribers from a place of love. Not money grabbing, because it's not a thing that we're making a lot of money on. But back to y'all questions. Yeah, happy wife, happy life. How can I tell he's DL? I'm assuming you mean down low. I'm gonna be honest. I don't have a clue. I don't even know. I guess I would have to have a perspective on down low people or down low brothers, but I don't know any down low brothers. And the guys that I know that are gay came out a long time ago. They were doing that in high school. So I don't really have the perspective on how to tell if a dude's gay and he's living a double life, so to speak. But good luck with that. I'm sure you can Google it and get some real helpful advice from people who maybe have an inside knowledge of it, but I don't really know. I know a lot of girls accuse men of being gay when they're not attracted to them, or they do something they don't like, or a woman feels rejected. A lot of times a weak-minded person will be like, oh, he must be gay. Sometimes guys just don't like you. And, unfortunately, that's the reality that we all have to deal with, rejection. So I don't always, I don't really like it when people just assume the brother's down low because he don't like them while everyone else likes them. I'm not saying that's what you're doing, but I get it a lot in my emails. So just a thought. All right. Yeah, it's all good. Let me see. Why do guys seem interested and then ghost you, and then interested and then ghost you? People are complicated. Most people don't know what they want, and they're figuring it out in real time. And you, as the other person, waiting for this relationship or this stability, usually just get caught in the crossfire. People change their minds. People's feelings change. So guys do that. The thing about your question is, you said, why do they seem interested and then ghost, and then interested and then ghost? You can't allow somebody to run in and out of your life like that, or exit your life without warning. There's a certain amount of respect that you have to have for yourself, and that respect should translate into you demanding it from others, right? And to let a man walk in and out of your life without warning or any explanation for his absences is reckless on your part, because you just put yourself in a position where you're in a heightened emotional state. You're always wondering if he's coming or going. It's just not a healthy place to be. It's not a healthy thing to accept. And if you allow a guy to start a relationship like that, even if he comes back and stays, you've set this precedent where he can really disregard your emotions and retreat whenever you do something that he doesn't find fit. And it just leads to an emotionally lonely relationship for a woman like that. So I wouldn't allow a man to do that. And if any man ever puts you in a position where that has to be the question you ask me, then you've accepted way too much of his shit, to be honest. That's what I think about that. Cycle. Somebody just said one word, cycle. That's what's up. I don't know what that means. Maybe somebody's having a conversation on the side. Why did you start a channel about relationships? Have you had your own troubles in the past, or indeed now? Is it to self-help yourself? Oh, I think that well, I started my channel, and I've said this a lot of times. I started my channel because I witnessed a lot of toxic relationships all throughout my adolescence and even into my adulthood. I'm fortunately in a very healthy relationship, healthy mentally, healthy emotionally, healthy sexually. So no, I'm not really self-helping myself, but these are things that I wondered about and pondered about and studied as I was just coming up, as I was witnessing people from, even my mom to my best female friends go through these things. I just always wonder why nobody was telling them what was really going on, why nobody was giving them the game, why it seemed like they were really, always in a trial by fire sort of thing, or learning the same things over and over and relearning them over and over. I just felt frustrated with the women that I cared about always being in a position where they were at the mercy of some guy who really didn't honor them or value them, and they didn't understand what to do about that. Or how to avoid those situations. So that's why I started this channel, because I felt like somebody should do it. And I'm nobody special. Like, it's probably 1,000 guys on YouTube doing the same thing. So I don't think I'm special, but I do bring a unique perspective, and it's been helpful for people, and it's always been helpful for the people in my life. And I've always offered that to the women I knew. And so I'm not doing anything any different than I've always done. I'm just doing it on YouTube now for strangers, instead of, being that person that someone calls when they're in danger or when they feel hurt or anxious. I've always been that, but now I'm just that for strangers. So let me see. I might not get to all these questions. YouTube was doing this thing where they were like erasing the questions from anything over the last 10 minutes of a video. They seem to be allowing me to hold most of the questions now. So if I don't get to your question, I definitely will go through the questions that YouTube saves and try to make try to make a video about the questions that I missed and address everything that's brought up in this topic. Somebody said, RIP to relationships too complicated. Yeah, for some people they are. And, you can really strike out a few times in a row, and it just causes you to fatigue to the point to where you don't want to deal with it. So I understand that. Somebody said, hey, what does one do when boys just give excuses all the time, like they don't care, or text when they need something? They call and text, do you think I should drop this guy? Well, I'm not going to even attempt to pronounce your name. DMY. I'm going to give you some DMY. You know who I'm talking about. I don't know enough about the guy. I think that might be a situation that you might have to write me about. The easiest way to get to me, not for long probably after this video, but the easiest way to get to me is on Instagram, my DMs. Right now I'm about 4 days behind. I have about 4 days. I'm 4 days out on my Instagram messages, but it isn't that many. It isn't an insurmountable amount. That's generally average. It takes me about 4 days to get to new emails or threads that haven't been started yet. People I don't recognize as um, conversations I've already contributed to. Sometimes it's easier to continue a conversation than start a new one because I'm familiar with the situation and it doesn't take as much typing. So reach me on Instagram at KevHick24. If you have a question. My Gmail is a good place, but it really gets bogged down quick, and the questions are much longer because Instagram limits characters and Gmail doesn't. So people be writing 9 and 10 pages, and I read them, and I don't. I would hope that you guys can keep it under 1,000 characters. I think that's pretty generous. But 9 and 10 pages takes up a lot of a brother's time, so. It takes me a long time to get to those messages. I'm about 4 days behind on Gmail too, so actually about a week behind on Gmail. And I'm saying behind, but I'm not really behind. That's how many emails I've gotten that I'm still out a week out. Let me get back to these questions. I'm rambling. Hey Kev, why do guys go MIA? I've done a video about that. If you haven't seen the video, it's the ghosting video. Why do guys get ghosts? You should probably check that out. And if that video doesn't answer your question, then write me personally about your specific situation, and we'll go through it. Okay. New to your channel, I truly appreciate your advice. Keep doing what you're doing. I appreciate that, Taylor. Exactly, bro. If you tried to ask a guy, okay, so somebody's having a conversation. Cool. That ain't none of my business. Should I tell my friend that I used to chat online with a guy that she is currently talking to? Yes, you should probably do that, because if it turns into something serious, things are going to get awkward really quickly. And you don't want to look like you're being shysty or hiding something. And so if she's building something with a guy, as long as you talked online, she shouldn't have a problem. But if you guys met physically and did stuff, she might that would complicate things. So just be real, be up and up, get everything out on the table. That way you don't lose a friend behind some dumb shit. Somebody said a long time, I'm so out of order right now. Somebody said a longtime friend I knew for years was talking for the past 9. A longtime friend I knew for years. We started talking for the past 9 months. He lives across country for work, and he said he wanted to take me out. He seemed interested. On the day he flaked. Why? I don't know. If you've been talking to that guy for 9 years, you would probably be able to come up with a better reason why he flaked than I would. You have 9 years of experience with this guy. You understand his personality a whole lot more. And I don't have enough details about the situation. If a guy flakes on a girl, it's generally one or two things. He's not as interested as he led on to be, or he's not as available as he led on to be. Most of the times, guys don't flake to go sit alone in their homes. There's always a reason. But I don't know what his reasoning is, and you know him much better than I do. So I'm sure you could figure that out better than I can tell you. Will you ever do a video with your wife? Yeah, probably one day when my wife decides she wants to be on YouTube, or people don't always want to be in front of the camera. Like a lot of people want to be social media famous. My wife really doesn't have any desire to do so. That's just not a thing that she's interested in. Even the things that she would do on social media, if she has a channel, she kind of moves away from the idea of wanting to be that public and really putting herself out there. And that's a battle that everybody has to fight. I've wanted to do a YouTube channel since 2008, and I convinced myself not to, for the stupid reasons. Most people are led by their fears, and we all have to overcome things, and whatever insecurities we might possess. And my insecurity pushed me to wait, and put off YouTube because I didn't want to be judged. I didn't want to put myself out there. It was an awkward thing. I didn't want to look like I was clout chasing. It was a lot of things that I battled with, trying to be an independent thinker and, trying to be different, and some of the shit's corny, and I didn't want to be confused for anybody corny. I battle with a lot of that. So my wife got her own, tug of war she's dealing with right now, and maybe she'll do it, maybe she won't. But when she's comfortable, we'll do a video. Somebody said you are definitely the most relatable. I appreciate that. I try to be. People always say, "Oh, you like the big brother I never had," or "You like my guy best friend that I miss and I don't get to talk to very much anymore." That's the point. I wanted to be the friend that you needed, or the guy friend that you needed, or the big brother. For a lot of people, I understand that relationship because I've been that to a lot of people. And so that's the goal. And when people tell me that, I just know I'm in the right space with my energy, and that I'm accomplishing what I set out to do, which is help people and build an intimate trust with people that, I plan on upholding. Somebody said, I'm a recent widow at 48 years old. My husband died of brain cancer, and I had been with him for 33 years. I only know him in a relationship. What's your advice for going new into the dating scene? Man, I talk to a lot of widows. That's probably one of the most shocking things about my experience since I started this channel was that, I didn't know what demographic of women was going to, really take to me. I knew the younger ones probably wouldn't, but I didn't realize that I would get so many women over 40, and it's been a pleasure because they share their stories in a more intimate way, and I get more knowledge and more wisdom from what they share. And so a lot of the widows, they write me, and they're re-entering the dating world, and I do phone consultations too. I just did a phone consult for a widow yesterday. With a similar story, but she had been married 26 years before her husband died, and she was having trouble upon her reentry. But I think she's well equipped now, and I'm very excited to see what happens for her in the future, because I think she was a little rusty, but she's going to be in a good place very soon. So I'm pretty excited about her future. But as far as you, I have a video. On the thumbnail, I can't even remember what it's called, but on the thumbnail, it says "Getting Back in the Game." That video is about re-entering the dating realm after a long layoff, whether that's a marriage, whether that's a relationship, whether that's just you quitting dating altogether, and after years of not dating, deciding to get back in it. And I always recommend people watch that video. And if your questions aren't answered in that video, then write me on my Instagram or write me at Gmail, and I'll get with you, and we'll talk about it, and we'll figure out what's the best thing for you to be focused on at the moment, in my opinion. Erica Bryant. Let's see. Pebbles and Bam Bam. Cool name. My boyfriend always gets mad over me telling him how I feel, because I tell him how, so he tries to put it all on me. But it's him acting selfish like a single person. That's your perspective, and the problem with people in relationships when one person comes to me is that usually, if it's not an extreme case or something just notably disrespectful or one-sided, it's almost like it's unfair for me to say, well, yeah, your boyfriend's acting like a selfish single person. He's acting like a little boy. That may be the case, but I'm wondering what he feels. I think that there must be a safe space where you guys communicate and learn how to share these more negative emotions that you feel, because he's getting mad. His anger response is frustration based, and if he's frustrated, it's because for whatever reason he may have a concern that he's not adequately communicating with you. I would want to learn about the things that he's frustrated about. try this. If your boyfriend's frustrated or he's upset every time you try to tell him how you feel, start the conversation as I suggested in my last video, or the video before last, by asking him how he feels. Um, Try to figure out if you can get him to open up about the things that bother him, and that will open the door for a conversation where it's expected of you to start telling him about the things that you're having trouble with. But sometimes if a guy's jumped with them with emotions, especially negative ones, or he's accosted and he really didn't expect it, it can be very, very frustrating because you're just not ready to be judged. You have to be prepared to be judged, and sometimes guys feel very, very judged when they're kind of just attacked with the woman's emotions. And I'm not saying that's what you do. I'm just saying that the better way for a guy who doesn't take that type of criticism well, as far as the relationship, is to open the conversation by allowing him to get some of the things out. Doing that will also help him explain some of the reasons why he responds to you like that, and it could lead to an overall healthier relationship with both of you feeling more fulfilled. So I would challenge you to do that. But again, I'm not saying that you're doing anything wrong. But we have to find another way to approach him if that way is not working. Okay. Let me see. Okay. That's what's up, Angelina. I'm gonna let you do your thing. Yeah, listen, disclaimer. Some of y'all have very passionate feelings about the men in general. That's cool. And there are a lot of YouTubers who will get on here and tell you everything you want to hear about how shitty and how horrible men are. But you're not getting a feminized man's opinion with me. And so I invite everybody to share everything they feel. But I'm not co-signing all men ain't shit statements, because that's asinine. I think a lot of men are very much shit. And, if you just gave them half a chance and you realize that there are men of value out here and they feel as lonely and as left out as some of you women. So yes, I get it. I feel where you're coming from, and I understand where the frustration lies, but there are some good men out here, and they're not all misogynists, and that's a different conversation, but there's some hope out here. Good gracious. Okay, somebody said, Kev, in her situation, her boyfriend goes MIA a lot and doesn't have her on social media, and it's really frustrating. She don't want to waste my time, and he tells her that he needs to find himself. Now listen, that's a lot. It sounds like you're putting up with a lot that leaves you feeling lonely and unfulfilled. I don't know what his side of the story is, but I do know that a man should take some care in making sure that his woman feels security, especially emotionally. And so it sounds like your man's telling you he needs to find himself, and he don't even put you on his social media. It's just, I don't know. He seems to be free range, and you seem to be in a relationship. So you need to establish whatever your standards are, and start holding him to some standards. And I'm assuming with the distance he's already creating that he might not let you do that. So when you do establish your standards, be prepared for the worst reaction. Be prepared for him to choose to go find himself, because he seems to be, if that's the case, if what you're saying is true, it seems like he's looking for a way out. And I'm sorry to break that to you, in those terms, but yeah, the gentleman is clearly looking for a way out. I would never tell my wife I need to go find myself or disappear or go MIA, because I care about how she processes my actions and my words. So if that's your man, I don't know how long y'all been together. Probably not very long, but if that's your man and that's what he's doing, you need to either establish some standards of what you're going to put up with, or you need to move on, because the gentleman is already moving on. That's why he has to go find himself. Let me see. What advice do you have for someone who is apprehensive to be in an intimate relationship long after an abusive relationship? I think that if you've been in an abusive relationship and it makes you apprehensive, first, I don't know what type of abuse you dealt with. If it was emotional abuse, it's different from if it was a physical abuse or a sexual abuse. But let's just say it was some kind of severe abuse that left you with some form of PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder from just a horrible relationship. Uh, if you're affected to the point to where you can't separate that person's actions from a new person's actions or potential, it's probably best to seek counseling. You have to find a way to adequately process what you're going through. And grief is a funny thing because people realize they're going through grief, but they don't understand as it's happening in real time how it's affecting them. And then years later, they realize, whoa, I was doing a lot of shit because I was grieving. This happened to me. My brother got killed in high school or in middle school. My behavior changed for a time. For a few years, I was different. I was potentially more violent. I didn't jump on nobody, but I would have. I was waiting on it. Like there were things that were happening in me because I wasn't processing the grief in the most healthy way. We didn't have counseling, or nobody was really talking to me about it. It's the same concept with relationships and abuse. Any traumatic event, when you don't know how you are actually being affected by it or how your grief is manifesting, you can't tell how your grief is manifesting, and you realize that your future relationships are being affected, and your current relationships with other men are being affected by the paradigm that you've developed in this other abusive relationship. You have to seek counseling. You have to figure out how to process that in a healthy way so that you can continue on with life in the most efficient, emotional way possible. Having all these dips, these highs and lows because you really don't know what's wrong with you, could all be tied back to, the abuse or the aggression that you dealt with. So please seek some counseling if you're having trouble separating the actions of a new man with the actions of an old man or anybody, whether that's a family member, whoever abused you. You need to get some clarity about how it's affecting you. I advocate for mental health. I don't think nothing's wrong with me or people or anybody, but I'm pro mental health. So I don't think that anything has to be wrong with you for you to go talk to somebody about it. Somebody said, I met a man from Colombia on an online dating site and I want to meet him, but I don't know if I should make the first move. I've been watching 90 Day Fiance a lot. That could go either way. So hey, if you're comfortable going to Colombia, have a ball. But like I said, I don't know enough about the gentleman to tell you yay or nay. Hi, Kev. Why do you guys continue to lie after you've already agreed to be involved in a strictly sexual relationship? What purpose does it serve? I'm so out of order on these questions. I'm going back up. The damn comments are jumping around, so I'm just looking at whatever's in front of me now. Okay, so why do guys continue to lie after they've already agreed to be involved in a strictly sexual relationship? I don't know. I think some men or some people, not even men, again, a lot of this stuff is good for men and women. A lot of guys watch me and have realized that my advice transfers very smoothly over into their dating lives as well. But some guys are just compulsive liars. Some women are just compulsive liars. I used to have a friend that lied about every damn thing. I don't know if he told me the truth. He might have told me the truth 50% of every day we was hanging out. And I hung with this dude for 6 or 7 years. He just always was making up shit. And not to diss him, but I'm just saying, I love him, but people lie, and a liar is gonna figure out how to get under your skin, how to push your buttons, or how to get you to react in a way that they want to, in a way that benefits them for the moment. And once they do that, and they figure out you don't really hold them to account for lying, they'll lie more and more. If you don't call them out on his lying every time you're being lied to, you're going to get more lies. I know that as a person who pretends not to know shit when people are lying to me. It's kind of entertaining to me. So when people are lying to me, I just go along with it. It's a quirk that I have. I like to be in the know. And so I do this sometimes. But the problem with that is when people don't realize that I know that they're lying, they just keep lying. But I want to see people at their absolute worst. I want to see people in their natural habitat. So that's something that I just have to take on the chin. But you having a relationship with this person that's casual in nature, you don't even want to have him lying to you in a casual way because things could get more serious later, or might be a friendship developed. So you want to establish the honesty by making sure you call him out on his lies every time you catch him lying to you. Don't let him lie to your face and pretend like you don't know shit, because he's just going to keep lying. And if it bothers you, you're going to be dealing with it for a while, or you're going to have to get a new fuck buddy. Somebody said, well, me and my man on break, 6 months. He said he want to meet up, speaking in terms of long distance relationship. He's really busy for work. Help. Okay. Athena, Athena, I need some more details. Do me a favor, write me, because I feel like that's a much more complicated situation, and you can probably put in the 40 or 50 characters that you put there. So Athena, write me and let me know what's going on. Write me at kidvictalksguyswithgirls@gmail.com or Instagram at kidvic24, and we'll figure that out. Okay. Okay, people arguing. It's all good. I'm trying to find people talking to me or talking to each other. How do you know if a guy's interested as soon as you meet him? I guess you can look for signals or body language signs of attraction. There are numerous. Most of the time, a guy will always be looking your way. Guys don't stare at women that they find ugly. It's just not a thing. If you keep catching a guy looking at you, it's because he finds something about you interesting. Now, it doesn't mean a guy likes you when he looks at you either. Some people are just drawn to beauty, or are drawn to or nice looking things. As a Libra man, I don't get too deep into the astrology, but we're known for admiring beautiful things. And so, I stare at nice cars. I stare at trinkets. I stare at a bunch of stuff. With women, it's different, because staring, can put you into a whole nother, give you whole nother issues. And, I'm married, so I don't ever want to be misconstrued. But I do understand, and I have caught myself looking at people and not realizing I was looking at them, and not because I liked them, just because they were attractive and they were nice to look at. If it's an ugly person, excuse my French, but we're gonna deal with it. If it's an unattractive person and a really attractive person standing in the same room, your eyes are always gonna go toward the more attractive person. People like what they like. And sometimes it's a more attractive figure, or it's a person with nicer shoes, or they dress nicer, or the person who smells nicer. But if a guy is looking your way and always facing you, even if his feet and his shoulders aren't square, if he's always showing his face to you, then he's probably trying to get your attention. A lot of times when a guy feels like he's looking his best, he wants to be seen by the person who he's attracted to. And so if you always notice that a guy is somehow or another visible to you, even in a crowded room, he always makes sure that you can see him. It could be strategic. But I have a lot of videos about how to tell if a guy likes you, and some of them are based on body language. Some of my earlier videos, I'll probably have to redo some of those concepts, because they're over a year old, and the older videos don't get as much attention because people just think they're irrelevant. But all of this shit is timeless. So look at some of my how to tell if a guy likes you body language videos, especially my older videos. And you probably figure out what you're looking for. Let me see. I just want to say that I appreciate you so much. I'm engaged now, and I owe it to you and your advice. Wow. Look at that. My first engagement. Thank you. I appreciate that. Sarah, see, I can't do it. Soraya. I'm sorry. It's a beautiful name, and I'm glad you engaged, and I'm glad that you found my advice helpful enough to make that move. Um, it tells me I'm doing something right. So I really appreciate you telling me that. And I'm sorry I don't know how to pronounce your name. Um, what does it mean when a guy likes you but says he is scared or anxious? It means exactly that. Most of the time, a guy's not going to reveal his fears to a woman unless they're legit. If a guy says he's fearful or anxious, it could be because he's fearful or anxious of you. He's not sure if he can trust you with his heart. Um, when I was younger, I used to like a girl that made me fearful and anxious. And had we ever had that conversation, I would have told her, I'm a little bit trepidatious about pursuing things with you, not because I don't want to, but because I just don't know if I can trust you with my heart. You are a dangerous man eater, And so I don't know what type of girl you are and why he would be so anxious and fearful, but he might have good reason. And I would, if I was you, if you like him, I would find a way to get him to open up and make him feel more comfortable with your intentions about, pursuing a relationship. There's something about you that he's not sure about, and that's not a bad thing. He needs to probably know where he stands with you before you start playing hard to get. This is one of those situations where a guy's scared or anxious. You don't want to play hard to get or the mind games. You just need to be genuine with him because he's already a bit fragile and a bit trepidatious. I definitely can't pronounce your name. That's all you DMY again. It's all good though. She said, hey, is it wrong to give your number to a guy you just met? No, people used to talk on the phone and give out numbers all the time. Now everybody just chats on Twitter and chats on Instagram and chats on Facebook, and people all claim to have social anxiety, and it's bullshit. I digress. No, give him your number if you want him to call you and talk to you or text you for 4 months before you realize the motherfucker's lying about everything. But yeah, give out your number. I don't think that's wrong. You can block your number. Everybody has a smartphone now. All you got to do is swipe right or whatever, and it'll block the number. So yeah, give him your number. Why not? I'm not opposed to that. I'm kind of old school. I remember when people used to get numbers. I used to go get numbers at the mall, come back with a pocket full of numbers and go through all of them. About 2 days later, I digress. Give him your number. Hey, hi, Kev. Have you done a video on dating a guy with children? No. I've been meaning for a while now to do a video on dating with children, whether you have the children or the other person has the children. Um, I will be doing a video about dating with children soon. It might even be a few videos because I have some thoughts on women with children looking for men and the types of men that they bring around their children. I was raised in a single mother household, and men's selection is extremely important to a woman with children. And a lot of times, women put their wants and their attractions in front of the needs of their children when selecting these men. So some of these women are bringing sorry ass men in their house and making them breakfast in front of their children. And these children are watching these sorry ass men come and go from their life. And I think that's a tragic thing that happens in some communities where people just don't value the opinions and the judgment of their children enough to realize that, they're affected too. When you bring a man home, your children are effectively dating that man too. And, when you marry a man, your children are also being married to this man. He becomes a father figure. He becomes a life partner in the sense of having to share space with them and potentially have an influence on you raising them. So women need to stop trying to figure out how to get, and this ain't all women, but there are some irresponsible women, especially a few I've talked to that worry so much about a man's swagger or his sexy voice or how hood he is or whatever dumbass thing they think they're attracted to that makes them hot for a man. They're so worried about how attracted and how much of a spark they have with this guy that they bring this scoundrel ass motherfucker back to their house and he starts abusing the kids, treating the kids like stepchildren, striking fear in the kids. just doing dumb shit. Like some of these men aren't fit for your children, and it's disgusting to me, the judgment that some of these women who pride themselves on being mothers. It's disgusting to me how this type of men that some of them bring home. I have some very strong feelings about that. Yeah, that's probably gonna get some dislikes, but I feel like it should be said, and there's a way to tactfully do it where I'm not pissing everybody off. But I just haven't had the time to sit down and really ponder those thoughts. But it will have to be done very diplomatically, and that's how I do everything, hopefully. I've been single for a year. My ex cheated. I hadn't had any desire to date anyone because I don't trust anyone anymore. What's the best way to open up again and not being afraid of dating again? I tell you, like I told Sierra, I tell you, like I told the other young lady, try to watch the video Getting Back in the Game. That's what the thumbnail says. It says Getting Back in the Game. That video is dedicated to people who haven't dated in a while. If your question isn't answered in that video, ask me a more specific question in the comment section of that video. All of y'all see my comment section. Y'all know I respond to every single comment eventually, unless it's just some bullshit. But for the most part, I respond to every comment. And sometimes if I'm having a spike of views and things get away from me, it takes me a few days, but I always try to get back and respond to comments as long as YouTube tells me they're there. Sometimes I get so many comments that some people just don't get. I don't get notified of some, and then I have to go search in my videos to make sure I didn't miss anybody. But I take it. I take a lot of pride in being able to talk back to my viewership. And so Sierra, watch that video, reply in the comment section of that video, the more specific thing that you're looking for if you don't get it from that video. Why am I always finding out I'm the side chick? You probably allow way too much freedom, Reese. A lot of times the girls pride themselves again on being easy to deal with, so they don't ask the questions like, well, what do you got going on today? You know, who was you with today? Like, there are ways to casually get information about, you know, how a man is spending his time. And sometimes the women do too much pacifying and too much just trying to be easy to deal with, that they don't ever get the pertinent information about the person's lifestyle, their movement patterns. And so you don't know where a guy is. You don't know why he's not contacting you at certain times of night. You just assume he's out hanging out or he's asleep. And you really don't want to know the truth. And then you find out the truth that you're probably the side chick, or that you are definitely the side chick. But it's because you allow this guy to be free range, and you're on the leash, and he's free range. He knows where you at all times. He knows when you in bed. He knows when you at work. You don't never know where the hell he is. And then you find out months down the road that, oh, okay, he was at home with his wife and his kids. So I think, again, women need to set standards for these men. And I'm not telling y'all this because I think women are doing everything wrong. I think women do a lot of good, and I want to see healthier relationships overall. If some of the women who need this information were less damaged when they found the man that they were looking for, when they found a decent man, when they found that great guy, they would do less damage in those relationships. A lot of women are running good guys off, and then they write me and they say he was perfect, and I was so broken from another relationship. I did this to run him off, or I did that to run him off. And you can avoid a lot of that if you just move smart from the very beginning and require a lot from the very beginning. You don't pile up bodies and bodies and bodies of men who've done you wrong. If you're tactical and you love with your brain, you love wisely. And sometimes you can avoid it. Everything isn't your mistake. Everything isn't your fault. But just be vigilant and be trying to make good judgments. And sometimes that's all it takes is the difference between a good decision and a bad decision can be 15 years of your life. And you never know who's coming to stay and who's coming for a season. And so you definitely don't want to invite no scoundrel for a 15-year period into your life. You need to make sure that you are getting to know these guys before you lay down with them, before you have babies with them. Shit's too serious out here, and life is too short to be wasting your time with some sorry ass dude who don't have nothing going on for him and don't plan on getting nothing going. So anyway, I guess that's what I got to say about that. I don't even know what the question was anymore. Sometimes I ramble. I bet y'all can tell. Somebody said, after no contact for 2 years, an ex sees me and seems remorseful and apologetic. Is it possible he's organic? He wants another chance. I think if you needed to do no contact for 2 years, you've gotten all the information about that person that you need to know. Again, unless this gentleman has had some kind of epiphany, and if you haven't, watch my "Should I Take My Ex Back" video. That was a good video. It's old. The production is shitty because I didn't have a new camera. I was filming on an iPhone at that time when I first started. But the "Should I Take My Ex Back" video, if you can get around the visuals, just listen to it. It might be helpful in gaining some perspective about that gentleman. Okay, I know I got questions from. I haven't even seen the last 5 minutes questions, so I'm gonna skip through. Listen, if I don't answer your question, copy and paste your question and send it or put it in the comment section of this video. That's what I want y'all to do. If I don't answer your question, put your question in the comment section of this video that didn't get answered. That way I don't even have to worry about if YouTube saves the list. Put your question that did not get answered in the comment section of this video once this live stream is over, and I'll answer it in the comment section. That's how we'll do that. Well, because I'm missing a lot of questions. I don't even know how many I'm missing right now. Somebody said, you never know what you got till it's gone. A very special person told me it takes a fool to do the same thing twice and look for a different result. Forgive and be smart. What she said, I'm all for that. What she said. Okay. Good job. Do what you do. Appreciate it. I messaged you, Kev. Thanks. Yep. Hey, Kev, your videos help so much. I'm sifting through the conversations that are happening here. Well, me and my man broke up 6 months. Me and my man on break. Okay. Well, me and my man on break 6 months. He said he wanted to meet up. Speaking in terms of long distance relationship. Oh, I already talked about that. Okay, damn, I'm way behind on these questions. Jesus. Like Jesus. I love the way you talk about men. I don't really know how I talk about men. I don't pay much attention. I hope it's in a respectful, but I hope it's in a respectful way that just holds them into account. I don't want to be seen as some guy man bashing, telling all the girl, hey, all these men ain't shit. There's some YouTubers that's doing that, but that's just so they can get more views and appease more people. Men are shit. There are a lot of good guys out there. I know a lot of them, and I know guys who struggle with women. So everybody has a struggle, and some people just don't understand that. Moving the damn computer around. Okay, my ex is not allowed to be seen by a kid for 2 years before I was sure I wanted to be with him. Aquafina, I don't rephrase your question, and if I miss it, put it in the comment section. Said my ex was not allowed to be seen by a kid. I think autocorrect is jumping in your text, and it's got it kind of jumbled, so I don't know what's going on. So Aquafina, just put that in the comment section or write me about it. How do you know if a man likes you? He gave me his number, but never seemed to hang out or even call me. I met him this week. He said he was single and goes for hours without texting. What should I move on? Well, you alluded to him texting you, and so I don't know how often he's texting you back. I don't know if he's ever texting you first. I'm not sure what the timeline is, so I can't tell you if you should move on. But I can tell you this: if a guy understands that he's invited to pursue you, and he doesn't, there's a good chance he's not into you. Anytime I felt welcomed by a woman I liked, I moved on it. The difference between a guy who pursues a woman and the guy who doesn't is fear. And so when a woman can alleviate that fear by inviting him or allowing him to realize in some way that he's welcome to pursue her, and that his pursuit is wanted, then most men will kick it in gear. The shyest guy, when he knows that he's welcome and that you might like him too, he'll start to speak more. He'll start to make moves. Not real moves, not big moves, but he'll start to move forward. And so, if a guy knows that you like him or knows that you're interested in getting to know him, knows that he's welcome to use your phone number, and then he's not really doing it, he's probably looking elsewhere. But again, I don't know how he got your number. I don't know what that scenario, how that scenario played out. I don't know if you offered it to him. I don't know if he asked. If he was interested enough to ask, he could be a little bit scared, a little bit trepidatious. I've sat on phone numbers for 2 weeks in my dating life, just because I was really intimidated. Like I said, I've made a lot of these mistakes that you girls are making and that these other guys are making. I'm not a perfect person. I've done a lot of things that I wish somebody was there to say, hey, that's the wrong way to go about that, young fella. And so, my point is not to guru you all or to sensei you all, but to remind you of the things that I wish somebody was there to remind me about, or the people I loved when they were going through something. And so I've gained a lot of perspective over the years, just watching people. There's a quote that says, I'm rambling again, but I don't care. There's a quote that says, a smart man learns from his mistakes, but a wise man learns from the mistakes of others. And you can insert woman into that quote, and it means just as much. And so, I've watched a lot of relationships, and I've taken the things that they should have gotten from those relationships. Keisha Rose, how you doing? Hey, I still got your Instagram. I'm 4 days behind, and I think you're the bottom of you're like right there. So Keisha Rose, I am getting back to you on Instagram. I'm not ignoring you. It's just a lot of people wrote me since the last time I wrote you, but I've been watching your email, kind of making sure I'm sticking to the timetable. But I like to get everybody first. If I've gone back and forth with somebody for a little bit, I want to make sure that everybody gets in. But you are definitely the next person that I'm writing on Instagram, Keisha Rose. And thank you for the love. And so we're gonna figure out what you was talking about. I ain't mad at that. How do you know if a man likes you? You already did that. I already did that. Dating is so stressful to me. Dating is stressful to everybody. Dating is waiting for rejection. That's basically what dating is, and being shocked when you don't get rejected. That's usually how it works when you like somebody. The person you don't like is very, very aggressive. They're very, very sure of themselves, and the person you like is either afraid of you or just doesn't notice you at all. So that's kind of the dating game. I had very good luck with women that I didn't like. And the women I liked, it was rough a lot of times. And then when they did like me, we were both too afraid. So there were a lot of scenarios like that in my life. And so I understand the frustration you're going through, but love is worth it. It's absolutely worth it. Okay. I was going to try to pronounce your name. Camellia. Oh, I hope I got that right. Camellia Real. And if not, I'm sorry. I'll be butchering people's names. I'm a single parent with one child, a son. I've been separated from his dad for a little over a year. He's never brought any other man around my son. I've never brought any other man around my son, and I don't date. What's the best way to move on emotionally? Well, I guess that depends on what the damage is. I can't survey the damage from that question, but it just depends on what type of man you are moving on from, what type of experiences you got used to in that relationship, and if you're ready to move on. If you made peace with the fact that you're not going to be back together, or there's a separation that happened, if you made peace with that, then there are ways to move on that are more appropriate than others. If you haven't made peace with it, you need to make peace first. Nobody should enter a relationship from a broken place, and a lot of people do. A few people wrote me this week, and they were like, so how do I date? How do I, the gist of the question was, how do I start this up? Where do I find these guys? And my answer to them was, hey, you're not ready for dating. You need to focus on this, healing this, or doing this first. You need to get you right. You need to be whole. I can't stand the quote that says, two come together and they are one. I think that's bullshit. I think two should come together and make two. I think if two came together and made one and y'all became one, then you were both half. Y'all was both half-ass people because y'all were broken. Y'all were incomplete. And you think that one person is going to complete you or another person. A person can't complete you. You have to be whole. You have to be all that you are when you enter a relationship, because you give that person power over your mental health, over your emotional health. You never want to give that person that much power over you. So never look at relationships. This is my philosophy. Never look at relationships in terms of you complete me, or this person, I'll be whole once I get in a relationship, or I'll finally be happy once I have somebody. There's a part of you that is empty that no man can fill. And you should always do whatever it takes to attain peace and happiness and some kind of tranquility before you add yourself to a relationship, especially if you've been through tumultuous situations in other relationships. You got to make sure you're healthy enough to offer the best package for another person, because even if you find Mr. Right and you damaged, you're not going to keep Mr. Right. And then you'll love and lose, and that's never fun. You can be a broken woman off of that. So just please, please, please make sure you're ready. And I don't know, again, you said you just been separated for a year. You might not be that traumatized. So if you're not that traumatized, watch my video, Getting Back in the Game. And it might help you, it might give you some perspective. But if you are traumatized, make sure you fix that trauma before you add that to another relationship. You don't want to be that bag lady Erykah Badu was talking about. Camille, you're real. Let me see. Hey, there's a guy. I've already been talking to him on and off, and I really like him. What does it mean? What does that mean? We never really hang out, but he says, let's go with the flow. And what does that really mean? Okay. I don't know let me see how long you've been talking to him. You've been talking to him on and off, and you really like him. I'm not sure what the timeline for on and off for you is. But if you're talking to a guy for a while and you never hang out, he's never making and I'm hoping this isn't another text-only relationship. If he's only texting you on and off, then you need to move on. A man who's not escalating the relationship and the levels of intimacy isn't interested in pursuing intimacy with you. He might want sex, but he's definitely not interested in the rest of it, the emotional responsibilities, the mental responsibilities. A man is always trying to escalate a situation when he loves a woman or when he likes a woman or when he cares about her. When I was talking to a lot of women on the phone, right, some of those women never seen me, because I never moved it past talking on the phone. There was never a want in me to want anything more. I was actually trying to figure out how to escape these phone conversations I kind of got myself into. Again, and miss me with all that. You should just tell somebody everybody ain't on that. And everybody can't handle it. Some people are too weak-minded to be told, hey, you're not even good enough to text me. You're not even good enough to call me. A lot of people talk that shit in the damn comment section about Kim when I told them about Kim in the last video. Kim stole my damn number from somebody. I don't feel sorry for Kim. And I was very nice to Kim. I just didn't show her any interest. If I should have told her I liked her or I didn't like her, shit, I didn't do it. It was 2005. She ain't dead. Anyway, if a guy in your position, if you on and off with a guy and he's trying to tell you, he's not escalating the situation. Like, he's not saying, okay, well, we've been talking for a couple of weeks now. Can we go hang out? Let me take you on a date. Maybe we should see what things. If he's not trying to figure out how to get to the next level of contact or intimacy or access, if he's not trying to create extra access, then he's probably not moving forward mentally with you. Any guy that likes you is going to try to get more and more of you. You'll notice when a guy likes you, all of a sudden you can't get his ass out of your face. He's always popping up. You're like, damn, man, I'm good. We just hung out. I just seen you. Like, if a guy's not encroaching on your space, on your social space, then he's not interested. So on and off, he's already kind of moved on, and then he came back to see if he was really sure about it, and he might move on again. He's not really sure about you. It might be something about you that he can't quite commit to. And I don't want to say that. I'm not saying that you're inadequate. I'm just saying that there's something that he might be having trouble processing about you. So go with the flow usually means I want to look up on some ass one day, so I'm gonna keep contact with you. That's what go with the flow, man. We're just gonna go with the flow, see what happens. We're just gonna have fun, you know. We're just kicking it. We just chilling. We're just see what happens. That just means I want to look up on some ass one day, and hopefully it's convenient for you. And I don't want no strings attached, so we're not gonna give this a title. We're just gonna go with the flow. Go with the flow means I want to look up on some ass one day, most of the time, especially if a guy's coming and going. Maybe you should give me the ass this time around. That type of thing. Let me see. Damn, it's 2:36. Okay, I started, so I'm an hour in. Okay, look, I'm gonna go in like 20 minutes because I got shit to do. Me and my wife is trying this keto diet, and we cooking keto, and then she got to work out and shit. It's a lot going on tonight. I got to work out too. It's leg night. We're gonna be working out at 3 in the morning. Yep. Keto is kicking my ass, by the way. Why do males cheat on the women they supposedly love and live with? Can you love both women, or is he just using them both? Options versus priority. I suppose I could do a video about that. It's a loaded question, but every guy and every girl, first of all, women cheat too. The notion that men are doing something foreign to women here is inaccurate. Women cheat, and men and women cheat for different reasons. Most of the time, men are led by their eyes. Their eyes get big. They love with their eyes. They see something they want. They see something that looks a little bit different. They want to how it tastes. They want to how it smells. Men are just looking for a new experience sexually, and a lot of times that's what moves them to cheat. Now, a man having an affair, it's my opinion, and I could be wrong, but it's my opinion that a man can, even though he's a scoundrel for obviously cheating on his wife and building up an affair instead of just hitting it, which is just as disgusting, but at least he's not gone from his wife emotionally. A lot of times a man will cheat and protect his wife with all his life, make sure she don't find out because he cares about her. He's just a scoundrel. He just ain't shit. But then there are other guys who will build whole relationships and be having 2 women that are in love with him, buying them flowers and shit. I don't know how these guys get time for all of that. But yeah, I think that a person can love 2 people. You can't love them a lot because there's not that much in you. But yeah, a guy can care about 2 people. I think that's plausible. It's not common, but it's plausible. And I don't think using is a strong word. Sometimes you end up in these love triangles where there's real love. So I don't assume that a guy in a love triangle is using both of the women. And a lot of times one woman knows that she's in a love triangle. The other one is in the dark about it. So those things are very, very complicated. And so they really depend on the situation and how that connection was first made. Somebody said, yes, I wanted to try keto as well. And from a little research, you don't consume enough calories, you could end up in the hospital. Well, keto isn't now we're talking about keto. Look, watch people leave the chat room. Keto isn't a diet about low calories. It's about low carbohydrates. It's actually almost no carbohydrates. But because it's so high in fat, you get all the calories you need. It's very, very easy to hit your calories because 1 gram of fat has 9 calories as opposed to 1 gram of carbs only has 4 calories. 1 gram of protein only has 4 calories. So fat has so much more calories than carbs and protein that you get what you want. You get all the calories you need from keto. You just have to eat enough. Cool. That was off topic, but I'm down with it. I told you I can talk about anything. I got about 20 minutes. Oh, what made you do keto? We talking about keto now. I know you're not a fitness channel, but you brought it up. How long has it been? I've been doing keto for a week now, a week in a day, so 8 days. I love carbs. I need to eat something. I need to do something about my health and fitness. Yeah, I've been doing keto for my chest just disappeared. I've been doing keto. Hope it come back. I've been doing keto for a week and a day, so 8 days, and I like it. I think it's sustainable, but I've been working out for years. And some of y'all can't tell from my videos because the camera's so close to me, but I'm in fairly good shape. I'm known for being in good shape, and the keto is causing me to lose all of my. It's not muscle mass. I still have the muscle tissue, but the keto is causing my muscles to. They're not holding the water. Your muscles are full of water and glycogen, sugar and water. That's what fuels your muscles. And so I've lost like 5 or 6 pounds of water weight that usually is stored in my muscle bellies. And so because my muscles are depleted of water, I look flat and like my arms are like an inch smaller and my chest and my back and all of my legs and everything is like smaller. And it doesn't look like I'm as buff as I normally am because my muscles are absolutely empty and I'm having really shitty workouts, and it's because I'm not keto adapted. It takes a couple of months for the body to really get efficient on running on fat stores. So I'm not sure if I like it because it's messing up my workout regimen and my motivation to work out. And I get skinny quick if I start working out. I get bony, so I don't know how long I'm gonna be able to keep up keto if it keeps messing up my workouts. But it's cool. I'm in a relationship with someone with anxiety and depression. Back to relationships. Look, 4 people left the chat room to my keto. What's this shit? I didn't sign up for keto. Okay, back to relationships. I'm in a relationship with someone with anxiety and depression, and I'm trying to be patient, but I don't know how long I can accept apathy, down mood, lack of energy and effort. Well, I'm gonna tell you like this. Ooh, unique cinemagic. Unique Cinemagic. I think I got that. Unique Cinemagic. I'm going to tell you like this. I'm going to tell you like my brother told me. You don't owe nobody your life. I understand that people deal with horrible things that can't be explained, that aren't their fault, that are outside of their realm of control. I get that. But that doesn't enslave you to the service of that individual. Okay? You can love a person, but you don't have to be with a person who is taxing you when they're depression and their anxiety because something that starts to affect your mental health. You can leave. You don't have to feel like you're chained to a person. And I'll tell y'all, a lot of people are running around here with people that have mental illness, and they trying to be compassionate and they trying to be, a down ass chick. And then that person goes, I ain't saying your man's gonna go crazy, but I'm just saying when shit snaps, a lot of people have been killed by their spouses that thought they were much better than they were mentally. I think that your spouse needs to get some help. If it's affecting you, then it's clearly too much, and that person needs to get some professional help. But like I said, you don't owe nobody your life, and if you are looking at moving on and you feel like you need to move on, you have to live for you. That you can't live with the weight of that person's emotional stability, because even with you, they don't have it. And so you just become a slave to their emotional mood swings. And I understand that these people are, your loved ones, and, you really want to be there for them, but you might have to be there as a friend. You might not be able to and cohabitate this life with them, because they might not ever get to a position where you can find comfort. So don't subjugate yourself to a life of servitude and stress over somebody else's imbalances. Love them, but love yourself more. Okay, most men don't really. Oh shit, we just skipped. I don't even know. We just let. I don't even know what the hell going. Let me see. I just lost a whole heap of questions. They came back, but now I'm not even where I was. It's been a week. I haven't heard from the guy I like, but it's not untypical for me to hear from him. Not to hear from him. If a guy, like I said, guys come and go like that, there's something about you that's not magnetizing them to you or drawing them to you. So you have to learn how to make peace with that, because most of the time it doesn't change. Rarely does a man date a woman for a while or hang out with her for a while, leave for months, come back, do it again, leave for months, come back, do it again, and then one day say, you know what, I have to have you. Like, that's not how that works. When a guy has made you an option, you normally stay an option. And I don't mean to be blunt about that, but that's the bottom line. You normally stay an option. So do your best to love yourself and respect yourself. Let me see. Okay, cool. So, all right, I'm jumping around. Disregard. Aquafina Olive Grill. Somebody said you can carb load for those that work out a lot. Modify keto. Check it out. I will check it out. I might have to do it because my damn muscles are empty and my arms look all little, and my back and my chest. I'm just depleted, and I don't like feeling depleted. I don't like looking depleted. My shirts don't fit the same way. It's like I got overall muscle weakness, so I'm not feeling it right now. But I know I'm adapting, and it takes a while to do so. We'll figure it out. How does one trust the next guy when they've seen how their ex cheated and the tactics they used to cheat, text app, and lies you caught on to when you found out about the person? Okay, so you're basically saying, how do you trust the next guy when the last guy cheated and he got real cunning about his cheating? So I guess that makes a lot of sense that you would be more distrusting of a person when your ex went through a lot of trouble to cheat. Sometimes guys cheat and it's just, it happens. It's sloppy. It's wrong, but it wasn't really intentional. It wasn't planned. And then other times guys be changing the name of their homeboys to females' numbers. They be getting text apps and doing secret listings on Craigslist. Some guys are just scoundrels. They just slithery, snaking ass scoundrels. And when you deal with a guy like that, you have to realize that type of dude is a rare breed of low. And so most guys, even if they low, aren't that low. But at the same time, again, there's a judgment call that you have to make. These are things that you have to pay attention to. These are things that you have to be aware of, and know where your man is, know what he's doing. Get a man that doesn't mind handing you his phone or leaving his phone at your house on accident. Like, get a man, like, if I forget my phone if I go to work in the morning and I forget my phone, I don't give a damn if my wife picks up my phone. I could take her home. I could take her phone to work and she could take my phone. Like, there's nothing on there. And a guy with no intent to cheat, no intent to search out another woman, no intent to like a bunch of booty pictures. If a guy's not up to none of that, he's not going to guard his phone. But any man who guards his phone is probably looking up something that he don't want you to see. Hopefully it's not more than porn. And I don't have a problem with these people looking up porn. I don't know why everybody pissed off at porn. Porn saving relationships. Not mine, but I don't think that these guys looking at that smut on TV are doing worse than the guys actually going out and finding a woman to cheat on you with. If I was a woman, I would much rather have my guy look at some smut on TV and get his rocks off in the corner than go find a woman to sleep with. So even so, if a guy's guarding his phone and he's not guarding it because of his porn stash, but he's guarding it because he has text apps and Craigslist messages and all this secret stuff, then you have to start making a decision about what your standards are when you first date a person. How do you approach the situation? How do you approach the phone scenario? How do I explain to a person, hey, when I date somebody, I need to be able to use their damn phone, and we need to be able to switch phones, and we need to have that type of trust. There's no privacy in a real relationship. And people, and I don't know, that's an unpopular opinion. I know some people probably, gonna get upset when I say that, but me and my wife ain't got no privacy. What the hell do I need privacy for on my phone? What the hell would I be doing on my phone that my wife can't look at? You understand what I'm saying? And while I'm married, many of y'all aren't. If you're in a relationship that's supposed to be serious, that's supposed to be going somewhere, you should be able to grab your man's phone without him looking like, oh, what you doing? What you doing? You got to use a phone? You gonna call somebody? What you doing? You looking up the restaurant? Like if a dude's suspicious about you picking up his phone, then he's probably doing something on his phone he ain't got no business doing. And he don't know if he hid it well enough or not. So pick men that don't do that shit. That's a long answer to a short question. That was a very, very long, drawn out answer. I'm sorry, I'll be rambling. But yeah, pick a man that will give you his damn phone, and that way you ain't got to worry about if he's doing text apps and shit, because you got his. My wife's fingerprint opens up my iPhone. Like we ain't doing shit over here. Ain't nothing going on. She see y'all comments. She don't give a damn about y'all comments. She be laughing her ass off at some of them because she knows her man. Get a man that you can trust like that. Not that I'm so great, but that's the point, right? Get somebody you can trust, somebody you can, put that responsibility on. Is somebody that cares about the way that you feel and your security. Get a real man. Anyway, next question. I'm rambling. I'm sorry. Let me make sure I didn't get no text message. All right. I hate this creaky ass chair. I think it was nice when we first got them, and now they just creaky. I can't stand these damn chairs. Okay, I already did that. Look at this. I'm missing so many damn questions. I'm gonna go to the bottom and work my way up now. Is it hard to find men who are open? Where they at? Send us some numbers, please. I don't know where they at. Y'all be asking me where these guys are at all the time. And the one video that I put up that I suggested a place to find these men, because I always talk about, hey man, if you feel like you're overweight and you're looking for a man that is not just looking for a physical relationship, but cares about the person and not necessarily about the weight, you should join Woo Plus, or at least check it out. It might be some guys on there that you are into that don't mind a big woman or prefer it, right? Like I suggested, because everybody, no matter who it is, when I'm emailing them back and forth, and we get to like the third or fourth email, they're like, okay, you've been telling me about the possibility of finding a guy that's not that shallow. Where do I find these guys? Are they at church? Are they at the mall? Tell me where to find them. And if one video I suggested a place to find them, people thought that I had somehow or another damn sold out, and that I was trying to kick Woo Plus. I don't get no damn money off of Woo Plus subscriptions. I don't give two shits about Woo Plus. I looked at the website. It was a good website. I had already done the video, was preparing to do it, and they hit me like, hey man, you check our site out and see if it's something that your subscribers would be interested in. I have been talking to heavyset women for months, trying to figure out something to give them besides advice. I can't stand when I can tell somebody, hey man, keep your head up. So I say, hey, well, shit, it looks legit. Let me check it out. I joined Woo Plus for like a week. I searched on it out, figured out. My wife played with it. She said, you know what? Somebody might really like this website. And then I plugged it in the video, and then somebody's like, this video felt really genuine until Woo Plus came up. You know what? Do what the hell you got to do to find a man then. Because if every time I tell somebody where they can go to get a man, they give me that shit, I ain't got nothing for you. So, I don't know what the hell. I don't even know what the question was, but I just went on a rant. I just felt that way because it was some boo-boo. Kev, if you talk to someone that was attracted to you and likes you, but you weren't physically attracted to him or her, me, right? Would you still date them? And you like and likes you. Okay, see, your question, Yasmin, I'm assuming Yasmin, the author. Yasmin. You said if I talked to someone who was attracted to me and who liked me, but I wasn't physically attracted to them, you didn't even mention if I liked them. If you don't like a person, you can't force yourself to like a person. And I talk so much about good guys and decent guys and things of that nature. And then the girl be like, well, do I settle if I find a nice guy? No. But if you find the guy of your dreams and he's exciting and he cheats on you, that happens. We make judgment calls, and if you don't like somebody, don't enslave yourself to a relationship because you think somebody's decent. That just leads to you resenting them, for not having something better. You always really kind of subconsciously looking for something more, something from someone else. So no, if you don't like a guy, at all, don't do it. But if you are crushing on him mentally, if he stimulates your mind, if he makes you feel good about yourself, if you feel sexy around him, if he's doing everything else for you, and you are attracted to him, but you're like, I kind of like him, but he ugly, or however you would say that diplomatically, that wouldn't offend somebody. I'm not worried about saying everything perfect. I'm not. Um, so forgive me if you're offended by the word ugly, but I'm gonna use it. And some people ugly on the inside. Anyway, if you're not physically attracted to somebody, but you're mentally attracted to them, you're emotionally attracted to them, give them a shot. Um, I don't see anything wrong with that. And a lot of times you start to fall in love with the person's complete package, even their subpar looks. Once you start to really love a person, I used to date a girl that she definitely wasn't my style. I hadn't noticed her physically. I had noticed her. I just wasn't. She just was not the thing that I was looking at and saying, "Oh man, that's me right there. I got to do that." But you know what? When I got to know her, I thought she was amazing, and so I dated her for a year, and she was very special to me. But that didn't work out for reasons not related to my actions. Um, I have standards. You got to keep the standards, man. And uh, if you're attracted to somebody emotionally, then yes, move forward. You don't have to be attracted to them physically for you to start to see them as beautiful. I started to see that girl. She was the most beautiful girl in the world to me after I fell in love with her. There wasn't nobody finer than her. And then once I fell out of love, I was like, what the hell was going on? I had to get my eyes checked. I'm a good guy, though. To be honest, I like me. How can women appear more approachable? Beautiful question. Oh, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. That's my first super chat. I've been on here for an hour. Ain't nobody dropped no paper on me, but I'm okay with that because I'm not in it for the money. But I do appreciate when people give back to me. I gotta find your question, S, and I'm gonna find it right after I answer this one. I just seen a good question. What she say? If I talk to somebody, damn, I lost the question I was about to answer. It was real tight though. Let me see what this question is. Okay, somebody said S. SimGirl1 says I'm attracted to ambitious men because she is ambitious, but they never want to build together. They prefer solo. Should I wait for them or settle for less? Well, you don't necessarily have to settle for less. There are ambitious men who want to build together. In fact, most ambitious men, I would assume, would want to build with a woman who's I'm getting some Gmail questions right now. Most ambitious men want a woman that they can build with. So don't be intimidated because you haven't found a guy that's willing to share the process with you. Because most guys are looking for a woman that is going to empower them along their journey and move heavy alongside them. And so I don't think that you should be discouraged by that. I just think maybe that you should broaden your range. If you're not catching the fish you want, switch lakes. But no, I would definitely not settle for something less, like a dude that ain't got no damn ambition, if that's what you mean by less. I think that you just need to move on from whoever is distracting you from finding somebody better, and just keep going at it. Don't ever get that discouraged to where you quit looking for the thing that's going to make you happy. Okay, now I think I was about to answer a question from somebody, Mia or MIA or something. I'm trying to figure that because that was a pretty good question. Mia. Okay, good. Mia Moy. How can women appear more approachable? That's a beautiful question. Women can appear more approachable by smiling. People keep talking about the resting bitch face, and some of y'all are married to your resting bitch face. And I get it. Most people want to look like they don't care. They don't care about being judged. They don't care about attracting people. Effortless beauty is popular for a good reason. But if you want to look more approachable, you have to smile. And you have to stop avoiding eye contact with guys that are walking past you. If a man that you like is walking past you and you look down or look away or look around him or look through him or do anything that indicates that you didn't notice him, first of all, most men already know you noticed him. So you just played yourself because it didn't work. He knows you see him, and you actively avoiding a man looks way worse than you just seeing him and acknowledging his presence. I can't stand when I'm out and about or I'm at one of my jobs and I see like a group of young women, a group of women my age, and I'm not looking to date anybody, obviously, but I'm a really nice person. Like on average, I just smile at people. I speak to everybody because you never know what type of day a person's having, and I don't want the time a person seeing me to be a low spot in their day. I want them to be like, man, I had a really fucked up day, but I seen that dude and he was real cool. That was cool. He was all right. He was nice. He smiled. He's, told a joke or something. He was cool. I want to affect the world in a positive way most days, and unless I'm on my Farrakhan shit, but that's another story. So anyway, when a woman passes a man, usually, and this could just be me, but I find that young women not only look around me, look through me, look past me, but they just actively avoid any interaction. Now I'm about 6'3", 6'2", and I'm 6'2" and a half. I got measured at the doctor. I'm 6'2" and a half. But if I'm wearing some new shoes, I'm like 6'3". Like, you see me, like you look stupid walking past a person that you have to move to avoid hitting and not speaking. So me and Moy, the biggest mistake women make when they don't look approachable is they look shut off. They look like they don't want to talk to a man, and it looks like they almost accuse a man of some kind of wicked when they walk past him by not acknowledging him. A man looking at you and you can feel him looking at you, but instead of just saying, hey, how you doing, or nodding hi, you just do this thing where you look like you're too good to look up. And I understand what the process is. Sometimes it's nervousness. Sometimes a man's handsome and it just catches you off guard. I get all of that. But the resting bitch face is the worst thing you can do if you want to look approachable. You want men to start approaching you more, and this goes for all 103 or 102, whoever watching. If you want men to approach you more, smile more. No smiley woman is lacking in social interactions with men. No happy woman who speaks to everybody who walks past her, who just greets men, has that problem with not being approachable and not meeting people. It's only y'all with the resting bitch face that have the problem with men never talking to you, and it's for good reason. You look like you don't want anybody talking to you. And I understand everybody's born with their natural demeanor and it's their bitch face. I get it. I used to have natural resting bitch face too, but I made a decision that I didn't want to intimidate people because I had, like I said, I have resting bitch face too. Like, my face is intense, my eyebrows are thick. I get it, but when I walk past people, especially as a young man, I used to have gold teeth. I used to wear hoodies all the time. You can't be 6'3", 6'2" and a half with gold teeth in a hoodie and resting bitch face. You look like you look like a danger. You look intimidating. And I seen how I was affecting people or people were perceiving me, and it was completely opposite of my character. Clearly, y'all watch my videos, y'all see what type of person I am for the most part. So that was a misrepresentation of me. And part of it was, again, the grief that I had when my brother died. I really wasn't processing it. So it was a part of my grief and how I was presenting myself with that anger I was carrying. But whatever the reason for your resting bitch face, it doesn't affect the world positively. People want to avoid you, or people want to give you your space. It looks like something is wrong with you. So stop doing the resting bitch face thing and just be happy. Look up, look happy, look like you're enjoying your life, and somebody will want to join you in it. If you look like you hate your life, people are just going to leave you the hell alone. And nobody wants to be rejected. And resting bitch face insinuates or it makes people assume that they will be rejected by you because you look very unwelcoming. And nobody wants to be rejected. Everybody fears rejection. So because of that fear of rejection, they avoid you and they avoid talking to you and approaching you. So resting bitch face has to go if you want men to approach you more often. And if you got some women that hang around you with resting bitch face, y'all need to tell them to smile when some guys come around, because if the clique looks mean, They're not going to approach. They're not going to try to break through a wall of bitch faces to get to the one smiling girl. A lot of times, y'all circles be the reason no man is approaching you, because you look like the company you keep. That was a long ass answer for a very short question. Again, I'm a rambler. That's what I do. That's why I pre-record my videos, and sometimes I even do a script just so I stay on task, because I be rambling. Also, while I'm on resting bitch face and the perceptions that people have, I will say this, man. I don't give a damn about looking professional. If somebody else get in my comment section talking about, oh my gosh, I think your videos are so amazing, but I can't take you serious with that hat on. Listen, if you think a hat or an afro negates my message, or makes me too hard for you to listen to, or it makes you too uncomfortable to listen to me, watch somebody else. There are a lot of YouTubers talking this same shit. Well, not this shit that I'm talking about. I'm giving y'all some real game, but man, I'm not gonna mute my blackness or anything about myself so somebody can watch my videos and feel like I got it from a professional, or feel like I'm safe. I'm not safe. I'm passionate about a lot of stuff, and I'm not one of these guys that's gonna pretend to be something I'm not. And if I want to wear a hat, I'm gonna wear a damn hat. And if you don't like two people with hat, if you think a hat makes me look criminal, you probably misjudge a lot of black men. So my videos obviously aren't for you. And there's been some self-hating black people that give me that same stuff. But I'm telling you, man, listen, I don't give a damn about none of that hat mess. I wear a hat if I feel like wearing a hat, or I ain't got a fresh hairline. That's basically the bottom line to that. I get my hair cut on Sundays. I usually shoot on Saturdays, so my haircut be like 6 days old by the time I get my video shot. If I don't want to show no messed up hairline, then I'm just gonna wear a hat until I do my next video. Sometimes I get my hair cut on odd days, and then I can show up with the fresh haircut and be like, ooh, ooh. But for the most part, I don't give a damn if you don't like no hat. Watch somebody else. Joey Kidney don't wear no hat. He ain't giving out no game either. All right, okay. I got a super chat. Thank you. I appreciate it. Marisa Savala. Marisa Savala. Kev does and appreciate your super chat, by the way. I really do. Kev, does the no contact rule really work when a man pulls away? Will he come back if you give him space? The no contact rule is less of a rule and more of a hope. And the hope is that a man comes back, but that's not the rule. That's usually the exception. If a man is raggedy enough that you have to do the no contact to get him to change his ways, then most likely if he comes back, he still ain't going to be shit. But there are rare instances in which a man realizes that he is close to losing something very important to him, and he changes his ways. So there's a hope in the no contact rule, but the really work insinuates. Oh, somebody just donated to my GoFundMe. I really appreciate that. I really do. Your super chat, Marisa, and the GoFundMe stuff that people do, it helps me. It keeps me from having to charge for email advice. There are YouTubers, and I get the emails from people. There are YouTubers charging $70 an email. I think that's absolutely ridiculous. Now, listen, it ain't none of my business what they charging. If people paying that shit, then that's cool. But I'm not here to really. That's not my thing. Like, I'm not here to buzz people's heads for game. But what I do want you to do is show the love back to me. And if you get a couple dollars, even if it's just $2, throw it at my PayPal to say, hey, thanks for your time. Because I spent 30 minutes on some people's emails, especially when they be writing me them 9-page long ass emails. I still give it to them, because you never know who you help and you never know how much it's affecting them. And I always want to make sure I'm using my gifts to help somebody. I think that's why God made me who I am and how I am. And I always want to honor that. So when people give back to me, whether it's GoFundMe, whether it's a super chat, thank you again, Marisa. I just want to give the love back. And so I always make sure that if you super chat me, if you PayPal me, if you damn cash at me, if you GoFundMe, if you join my Patreon, I always make sure I get to your question first, and you get usually an answer within 24 hours, 48 at the absolute max, and that's if I got a bunch of GoFundMes to sift through. But usually I don't, because very few people give back, and I'm not upset with that. I understand that people don't have it, but I appreciate it so much that when you give to me, I'm gonna always make you a priority. Now, Maurice, just like I said, will he come back if you give him space? The problem with I think your interpretation of no contact is that a lot of times women go no contact, but they don't actually express the needs that they have and the needs that they were lacking before they go no contact. So it's like they just disappear or stop talking to a guy. He's like, oh, she ain't talking to me. I don't know what the hell wrong with her. When you go no contact, there kind of has to be a closure conversation just in case contact never comes back, because your hope is that he comes back, right? And he comes back new and improved. That's why you want no contact. But the problem is a lot of times men don't just know things. Women always want men to just know. They don't just know. So before you go no contact, Marisa, you need to have already told him what it's going to take to get back in your good graces. And the only way that you can move forward from this point is to do thus and so. And if you haven't given him the list, or he doesn't know what the standard is when he does come back, he's bound to repeat the same behavior that made you send him away in the first place. So giving him space insinuates that he needed space, and the space is for you and no contact. So I need you to understand that this no contact is always for you. I just got a text message from a subscriber. Also, when people join my Patreon and when people buy consultations, phone consultations, they actually get a phone number, my phone number. They get to text me personally. So a lot of y'all are in my Gmail or in my Instagram. Well, people who I look at as more supporters than viewers, because some people are casual viewers, and that's a beautiful thing. And I want your view. I appreciate it. But when people support me, I always make sure to show them the love back. So anybody who joins my Patreon can text message me. But if you join my Patreon, disclaimer, if you join my Patreon and give $5 or more a month and pledge $5 or more a month, you get my number. You text message me. You're not waiting for Gmails. You're not waiting for Instagram. I'm getting texts. I'm not sifting through a bunch of people. And so that's the thing that I do to give the love back, to make sure that people understand that it's not about their money. It's more just about a mutual relationship where, I give my time and energy, and they just look out when they can, how they can, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I got a few text messages just now from some subscribers, I guess, that are watching this. And I appreciate it. I'm gonna get back to you, Christine. So anyway, again, I'm missing a lot of questions. I'm gonna scour this comment section, but if you missed it when I said it the first time, if I don't get to your question, I got another super chat. I really appreciate it. I'm about to get to your question in 1 second. $9.99. I appreciate that. If I miss your question in this comment section, please copy and paste in this chat right now. Please copy and paste your question in the comment section after this video, buffer. YouTube gonna take it down for like an hour. They're gonna play with it, and once they get it published, then they're gonna send it back. But come back to this video and put it in the comment section if I didn't get to your question, and I will get to your question in the comment section. Y'all know I'm good for it. I always show the love back. Now I'm gonna get to the super chat. Marisa, again, I appreciate it. You ain't got to keep super chatting me. I appreciate it, but you don't have to keep showing the love back. You already did enough. I love it though. You said, I told him not to call me only if he wants to get serious and he wanted to stay friends. I said no. I think that you made it clear what you wanted. And you had to say no, because you can't keep contact. You can't do no contact if somebody thinks they're your friend. They're gonna keep calling you. So if he does come back, and as long as he knows what the rules are and he abides by those rules, then you can move forward, because the point of no contact is hopefully to get your spouse back, but to get the better version of them. So for you, Marisa, if you clearly set those guidelines before he moved away, or before you made the break in contact, and it's been a while and he comes back, then you can move forward. But if you're asking me if he will come back, I would have to know the details of your relationship, and I just don't know enough about your relationship, or what issues he might have been struggling with to know if he is likely that he comes back. A lot of times, women know their side, but it's hard for them to put themselves in the position of the man who probably feels judged, and it might be rightfully so. I'm not saying that you did anything wrong, but a man also has the issues with you. When a relationship breaks down, you only know your side, and if a man is struggling with how to communicate his issues, then you won't really get where he's coming from. He'll just, if he doesn't come back, you'll just think he wasn't ready to abide by your rules. But sometimes he has some standards that he needs to establish with you as well. So just like my last video about establishing standards, in the healthiest scenario, a woman knows her man's standards and a man knows his woman's standards. It's mutual, and they can agree to respect each other's standards. And when there's no understanding both ways, that's when you get these disconnects, and that's when you have these no contact periods. You have to do these tactics to make somebody act right, when you shouldn't even been that far along in a relationship with him if y'all wasn't on the same page about what the standards was. You understand what I'm saying? So I hope that the gentleman comes back. But if he does come back, Marisa, I need him to come back and keep the standard. But I also need you to offer your ear to his standards so that when y'all move forward, y'all can move forward from a healthier place. Thanks for the super chat again. I really do appreciate it. Let me see. I'm gonna go all the way to the bottom. Look here, I ain't tripping. Bug Nita said, "Sorry, Kev, I couldn't afford more. Love you, Kev. Listen, $2 is $2 I didn't have before, and it's love that you could have not shown me, and I still would have answered the question. So I appreciate that, Bug Nita, and don't worry about it. If you got a question and for whatever reason I didn't see it on here because you didn't put a question on that super chat. But if you got a question and I didn't see it on here, just hit me up on my Instagram, hit me on the Gmail, KevHickTalksGuysWithGirls@gmail.com. I prefer the Instagram because it's quicker, and it also does character limitations, so people are reminded that 9 pages might not be appropriate. But if you have a question for me, Bug Nita, you hit me on that, and you just put Bug Nita in your put * Bug Nita, so I recognize you from this chat, and I will make sure that I get to your question quick because I appreciate the love back. Like I said, I'm gonna go all the way to the bottom. Okay. There are tons of how to deal with and recognize narcs vids on YouTube. Okay, y'all might be having a conversation. That's cool. Ladies, this man speaks the truth and life into your situation. Vanessa Harris, you are my favorite person right now. I was talking to my wife about you today. I got your picture, and I thought that picture was lovely, and that picture embodied everything that you said about your relationship. And so I was very honored to get that picture from you. And I told my wife about it. I haven't gotten to show her yet because we've been moving around. But it's always a pleasure talking to you, Vanessa, and I look forward to our next conversation. And I hope that thing that's bubbling up goes well enough. I'm excited about it. I was telling my wife about it. I said I think this woman's gonna be okay. Now, Star 82 Fall, I appreciate your super chat. Like I said, it warms my heart that people appreciate what I do enough to give back to me. I think it's very, very important in a relationship that everything is a give and take. And sometimes YouTubers get so drawn, so worn out, and so just so dried up about this because sometimes it feels a little bit one-sided. YouTube doesn't pay very much at all. They pay literally, I think for every 1,000 views, a YouTuber might get $1 or $2. Especially when they're playing politics. So a lot of times your favorite YouTubers aren't getting very much at all for the 8 hours it takes to produce a video. In at least my case, it takes like 5 hours or 4 hours if I'm doing a lot of graphics and stuff. They don't get a lot of money for the time. So it's really nice when you, and whether it's me or another favorite YouTuber that you feel like is putting into your life and giving you positive energy and tools to move forward. Always try to do whatever you can to support your favorite YouTube. I've been supposed to release some t-shirts for the last couple of months, but I've just been so busy because, I'm lucky to get a video up sometimes. So I would just hope that you guys are always mindful of these people that you watch on screen, that, they aren't getting paid by a TV network. They're getting paid with your thank yous and, with your gratitude. And why gratitude is awesome, money is much more impactful, especially to people who are putting their life into this and taking time away from the family. So I love the super chats, and I would encourage everybody in this chat to just give to whoever you love on YouTube, and not even me. I don't, if you ain't, damn, okay, I got 2 super chats. I need to get to this. Let me skip all that. Sometimes Star 82 Fall. Again, thank you. She says, sometimes I feel like my soulmate is deceased or in prison. Do you believe there's someone for, I would assume, everyone still available on Earth? Star 82 Fall, my personal belief is that there are multiple people for everyone on earth. I used to have this argument about soulmates with a good friend of mine, Deepa. And, she would argue that everybody has a soulmate. And I understood that. But I've just seen so much and I've felt so much that I believe that everyone has multiple soulmates. Your soulmate, you might have a soulmate on this continent, but if you move to India, if you're into Indians, and you can move past the foreign accent if you're from another country and you go over there. There's a soulmate on the continent of Asia. There's a soulmate on the continent of Africa. Yeah, Europe, you can find a soulmate. I feel like there are 7 billion people in the world. There are not. I don't think one person is the only person God has said, you know what? This is the only person that can handle your shit. This is the only person that can put up with you. I don't think that's how it works. I feel like there are multiple people, even in the same region, that you could do well with in life, and as long as you gave them a fair shot to make you happy. So your soulmate isn't dead or in prison. And if you're dating people that make you think of prison, you're probably in the wrong pool anyway. Get away from them guys that are dead or in prison, or that's the wrong culture to be swimming in. That's the wrong pool to be swimming in. Is the guys dead or in jail? That's the dope boy pool. That's the criminal mind pool. But now you got plenty of soulmates on this earth. LaDonna Cargill, thank you for your super chat. She says, I keep attracting narcissists. What am I doing wrong? Please help me out. I'm a good woman, but I'm tired of this, Kia. You know what? You have to empower a narcissist. Okay, a narcissist or someone who's self-involved, self-obsessed, and manipulative, and all the traits that come along with narcissism. You have to empower that. And so I'm not saying that it's your fault that you're dating narcissists or you're coming across these guys. I'm saying that there's something that you're selecting in these people that you're not recognizing, and narcissism is revealing itself probably later than you would hope it would. But the problem, the thing that I would tell you, not the problem, but one possible solution to that, LaDonna, would be study the narcissist. Think of all the people that you've been around that were narcissists, that these men that you've encountered, and start to figure out what similarities they have to each other. What thing are you always gravitating toward? And sometimes people say, well, I don't really have a type. So this guy was tall, this guy was it. I'm not talking about that. There's a personality. There's a component to a personality that for whatever reason is connected to narcissism that you might be gravitating toward over and over. And if that's not the case, let's say you never encountered this guy and he's a new type of narcissist. The way you empower a narcissist is by giving them the authority to feel everything. A narcissist wants to monopolize the right to feel, the right to an opinion, the right to roam in a relationship. They monopolize all the rights of the relationship. And the way that you get your power from a narcissist, or prevent a narcissist from taking power, is to stay stern about your standards and hold a narcissist to your standards. And a narcissist is so self-involved that they might move on. You will be left by a narcissist. A narcissist isn't going to look at your standards and say, hey, I'm going to follow this. They're going to break your rules until you have to get rid of them. And most of the time it happens quick enough to where you don't really invest yourself if you're paying attention to their refusal to adhere to the standards that you set. And they have standards too, so we're going to respect theirs, but a narcissist doesn't believe the back and forth. Everything is about what they want. And if you cut that shit off early, then I can't tell you that you're going to not meet as many narcissists, but I can tell you won't waste as much time with narcissists if you stop appeasing some of that narcissism. There are ways to enable that narcissist to continue to treat you a certain way. And the way you stop that is you keep your standards. And when they don't keep your standards, you hold them to account until they either walk away or you walk away. So I can't tell you how not to meet a narcissist or why. And I know it's very, very frustrating, and I would beg that you don't grow weary, but it's all about what you put up with at the end of the day. And don't waste a lot of time on a narcissist. Narcissists shouldn't last you more than a month or two, tops. And that way you haven't wasted your life with this person. You understand what I'm saying? It had a toxic relationship and you come away damaged, and then you offer that damage to another man. I hope that helps. But thank you for the super chat. I really do appreciate it. Keish Rose say, yes, I'll totally buy your merch. Man, I've been putting that merch crap off for a while. And I'm gonna sell it on girltalkwithguys.com. I haven't moved a lot on my blog lately. It's just been a source of anxiety because I have so many emails, and if I have to choose between writing a blog that only 400 people see and trying to affect one person who really needs some help, I'm going to affect the one person. And that's just, and I know I could be doing more good with the 400 people or however many views I might get on a blog. I've been using Pinterest. And if y'all got Pinterest, please share my blogs and my crap on Pinterest. And I'm going to open up another Facebook, and then y'all can follow me on Facebook, and I'll be uploading directly to Facebook. And I hope that people share it on Facebook too. Facebook shut down my other Facebook that was dedicated to my YouTube channel. They shut it down because they didn't believe Kev Hicks Page was my real name, which is not. But I didn't want to use my personal Facebook because I don't like my family and all of my closer friends being attached to this channel, because some people are a little bit obsessive. And there's some people that I just don't want to have access to the pictures of all my kids and shit like that. So I have a Facebook dedicated to the YouTube, and I would hope that some of y'all join it once I get it set up. Yes, Keish Rose. Like I said, she right with me. Multiple soulmates and different types of soulmates. Absolutely. There are twin flames. There are soulmates. There are kindred spirits. Man, there are so many different types of connections that you can make with a person on a spiritual level, on a soul level. And I don't want people to shortchange themselves because somebody somewhere messed up or somebody somewhere went to jail or died. Like there is so much life out here. And just on some biology shit, some basic quantum physics, some basic biology, like energy is never destroyed. It can only be transferred. It can only be transferred or I can't even remember the thing, but basically we all have an energy in us, and if you have a soulmate and for whatever reason your soulmate disappeared on you or you died or something like that, like energy is constant. There's a constant level of energy in the universe, and that energy that you was attracted to still exists somewhere in the universe. And I can't explain it. I'm not the most scientific, you know, I ain't got all that shit together, but I know the concept I'm thinking about. And energy never dies. And so whatever energy that you think is the energy for your soul, the thing that matches you the most spiritually, that you want to be connected to in a person, that energy exists somewhere in someone. And I wouldn't be discouraged if you haven't met that person yet. I would just look more. I would be more vigilant. And if you get tired, take a break from looking. You know, sometimes when you look for something too hard, you have to take a break and it finds you. So that's what I would say about that. I hope that helps. I don't know if that was a question. I might just went on a little rant. But I don't know everything about everything. I know a little bit about some shit, and I know a little bit about that energy. Energy is constant. I know that, and it can't be destroyed. Energy never leaves. It just transforms, and it goes into other things. Brooke H, take your butt to bed. You look tired. I still got to work out, and we still got to cook keto after I get off this live stream. And I can hear my wife still watching TV. So until she texts me and tell me to get off, and she knows the protocol. When she gets tired of me doing this, she just hit me with the, all right, it's time to get up off of there. Then I get off, and then we can do it. But I think I got 5 more minutes at least. The Star 82 file said deep shit, Kev. I appreciate it. Yeah, Brooke, I need to go to bed though. You're right about that. I'm not even gonna lie, but we don't go to bed till like 6 o'clock on the weekends. We be working so hard, and I got a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old, so we don't get to hang out too much during the week, like late at night, because I got to get to bed like 2, and so on the weekends we act like 6-year-olds, man. We be up to 6 and 7 in the morning. 2 more questions, and then I'm gonna go because I think Brooke H is right. Don't get mad at Brooke. I'll do 2 more minutes just so y'all get mad at Brooke. Marie Germain, I'm sorry, is telling a guy you need more communication to pursue you, begging. Hell no. Those are your standards. Keep your standards. Don't let a dude manipulate you into taking shit or taking less than you believe you deserve. No, hell no. I think the means of communication is more important than what the request is. So if you're trying to tell a guy that you need more communication to pursue you, you're telling him that, hey, I don't think you're going hard enough, right? You're not giving me enough to go off of. You're not responding to my text messages as quick enough. You're not as responsive as I'm used to or as I prefer. That's not begging. That's telling him that this is the price. The price of this ride is this, right? If you can't afford this ride, then get off the damn ride, right? You ain't tall enough to ride this ride. You don't come enough. You ain't equipped enough to ride this ride. A lot of times women are afraid to set those standards, but there's a cost to all these relationships you're building with the man, and it costs you emotionally, it costs you physically, it costs you spiritually. And so a man has to afford, he has to be able to afford whatever it costs to enter into your life. And if a man's giving you half-ass communication, and he clearly is shortchanging you, and he can't afford to ride this ride, and that's just the bottom line. Don't ever feel like you gotta damn settle for shit that's not what you're looking for. You enter in a relationship hoping that it's everything you wanted. If upon entering a relationship you realize that the guy ain't even giving you nothing or giving you what you need and you can't express it, how the hell would you have dealt with relationships with that gentleman in a longer relationship if you can't tell him from the beginning when he's most motivated to do exactly what you need, when he's most motivated to impress you? If you can't communicate issues with a motivated man that's pursuing you, then you don't have a damn chance in a real relationship. So it's very important, Marie Germain, that you set your standards from the very beginning. And I think I could be on here to 14. I appreciate you. Thank you. I appreciate your super chats. I appreciate the love. I could probably be on here for another 2 hours because I'm very verbose. I've been told I talk a lot and I use an excess of words. I get that. But I got to get the hell up off of here because we still got to work out and make keto food. So I love you guys. I appreciate all the love and support y'all give me. Please share my videos. Please, please, please share my videos. It really helps the channel. And sometimes it increases that YouTube check. So if you can't give me no super chats, I'm fine with that. Just share a video every now and then if you think it was helpful. If you are interested, my PayPal links are always in the description boxes at least the last 4 videos. I started that, and I'll insert the PayPal links in the description box of this one. PayPal, Patreon, GoFundMe. I even have a Cash App. I'm $Kev Hick for people who like to use the Cash App. If you want to drop some change on me, I'm never going to be upset with that. But you don't have to get love from me. You don't have to get an answer to your question. Now, with that said, I'm gonna have to get up off of here. You guys have a wonderful night. I'll see y'all later. I think I'm gonna put a video up this weekend. It might be up Sunday, so look for that. It's probably gonna be about text messaging because I think that's an epidemic and it's something that we need to address because people are having very inefficient relationships. But I'll get with y'all later. Oh, I got it in now. Cool. Hey, pretty.